Looking at the second equation, we can see that we're going to have a shift with this hyperbola. That y minus 3 and that x plus 4 inside the parentheses indicates our shift. Now, before we even start graphing, let's identify a couple of pieces of information. The first thing is we know where the center is going to be. The center is going to be our shift, which is going to be negative 4 and 3. Now notice how I didn't just say it was 3, negative 4. I actually have to put the x piece first and the y piece second. The next piece of information that I know is the direction this hyperbola is going to open. The hyperbola is always open in the direction of the first fraction when it's in standard form, or the positive fraction. So here the y piece is in the positive fraction, so it's going to open up and down. We also know that the a is in the denominator of the first fraction, or that positive fraction. So right here this is a squared and this is b squared. So right here we know a is going to be 3 and we know b is going to be 4. A does not have to be bigger with the hyperbola. A is always going to be the first fraction or the positive fraction. So now that we got that information, let's start graphing out those pieces. The first thing is the center is negative 4 over and 3 up. So we'll label that as the center. We want to draw our box, and our box is based off of our height and width of these denominators here. So 3 and 4. So we'll go up 3 units, and we'll go down 3 units, and we'll go to the side 4 units in each direction. Now, since we know that this is going to open in the y direction, since that's our positive fraction, or our first fraction in this case, we are going to label the y pieces as the vertices. And we can then put our box in for our general shape of the hyperbola. So the second thing I'm asked for are the vertices. So those ordered pairs for the vertices here would be negative 4, 6 and negative 4, 0. Third thing I need are the foci. And the foci is c squared equals a squared plus b squared for the hyperbola. C squared is equal to 9 plus 16. C squared is 25, which means that c is going to be plus or minus 5. And once again, that c value is the distance from the center to the foci. It's not from the vertices. So from the center, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units up. So right up here is going to be 1 foci. And then I'll go from the center, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units down, which will be the second foci. And I can see the ordered pair for those foci are going to be negative 4, 8, which is up there. And then here we got negative 4, negative 2. So there's my foci. Next thing I want to do is I want to put in my asymptotes, just as my guidelines. Remember, your asymptotes go through the center and out of the corners of the boxes. And then our hyperbola goes along those asymptote lines. Final thing is, how would you enter this into your graphing calculator? This one I need to solve for y to enter into my calculator. And in order to do that, I'm going to first need to move this x piece to the other side. So then I have y minus 3 quantity squared over 9 is equal to x plus 4 quantity squared over 16 plus 1. We'll multiply both sides by 9. So y minus 3 quantity squared is equal to 9 x plus 4 quantity squared over 16 plus 9. Then I need to be able to take the square root to both sides, and then I'm going to finally add 3. So I'm just going to do those both in one step. So 3 plus or minus the square root of 9, x plus 4 quantity squared over 16 plus 9. That's the big mess that I would enter in my calculator in order to get my two hyperbola pieces.